Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going on a journey. And the journey that we're going to be going on is reading the bind up of the Mindf series, books 1 through 5, written by 𝒔𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒔, which is a pseudonym for the author C.M. Owens. So I'm very excited. I've heard good things. I've heard the writing isn't the best. It's a little trashy, but I'm here for it. It's time. My friend April sent this to me, and yeah, I've had it on my wish list for a while, and I've had it on my TBR for a while, so it is time to start reading it. All right, and I'm going to take you along for the journey. You want to go outside? Come on. Come on, Charlie. Come, Charlie. first check-in, still reading book 1. I'm on chapter 15, page 111, and I will definitely finish up this book today. I have a very small amount in book 1, and then I will move on to book 2. So far, I really do like the setup. I like it being an FBI agent and a serial killer, and I like that she's doing this for revenge, not just because it's like random. But so I like the setup, but I'm not feeling the chemistry so much yet, and I'm not really wowed yet. But it is book 1, so I'm hoping in book 2 it picks up and gets a little bit more interesting. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. Today, I am waiting for the Aardvark book club picks to go live around 8. And then I'm gonna go over those live on my YouTube channel. And then I have to record an ad for them, and then I have to edit the podcast, and then I have to schedule my podcast for Monday. Was cutting it close this week, and then after that I will be able to jump back into some reading. Hello everybody, happy June 1st. Aardvark Book Club just dropped their June picks, and I want to go over them with all of you. I did do the book of the month June picks, so that's on my channel if you want to go back and watch that. I also have a code down in the description box. It's Talk Bookish. If you want to sign up for Aardvark for the very first time, you live in the US, you can get your first book for only $4. Yes, you do have to pay tax, but it's free shipping. So for under $5, you can get a brand new hardcover release adult fiction book. So if one of these sound good to you and you want to sign up, definitely use my code so you can save lots and lots of money. But I am so pumped to see their picks. I always talk about it. They always do really great like teasers on their Instagram story. Love that. And last night I was looking through it once again, and they were like, you know, see you bright and early for the picks, and I was like, ah, I was so excited. So let's go ahead and check out what Aardvark is offering this month. And like I said, use my code if you decide to sign up. Okay, who's ready? Jesse's ready. Let's do this. April's ready. Oh no. Oh, good morning, Sharon. Okay, let's do this. This layout. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness, so many good books, you guys. Okay, now that you can hear my dryer in the background, I apologize. It is what it is. But now that I have gone over the Aardvark book club picks, I need to do my ad for them. So I need to write it up, and then I need to record it, and then I need to edit it into my podcast. Then I need to save my podcast, and then I need to upload my podcast to my podcast hosting platform, because that episode goes up on Monday. It's all about road trip novels, and I'm so excited because I love road trip novels, and it just has me excited for summer and possibly taking a road trip. I used to do that all the time when I lived in Tampa, Florida, because the views were always amazing. You could always see like the ocean or just like palm trees, and like I would always discover these little cities and stuff and like little places to shop. So I figured it might be really fun to do that now that I'm moving to the outskirts of Virginia Beach, to kind of just like drive around and see where roads take me and stuff like that. So that might be on my summer bucket list. But yeah, I need to get busy on this ad because I want to jump back into my book. So yeah, let me get busy on this. I'm making breakfast. I'm also updating my planner for the month. Okay, I just finished book 1, The Risk, and it definitely ended on a cliffhanger. And another case is heating up for the FBI. So I'm really excited to move on to book number 2, Sidetracked. If I had to give a rating for book 1, so you can log this one of 2 ways into Goodreads. You can log every single book like by itself. Like I could log The Risk as one book, Sidetrack as another book, and so on. But I just logged the bind up as one book since I have just the one book. But if I had to rate the first story, I'm gonna go with 3 stars. So maybe that's how I'll come to my final rating for the series, is I'll rate each book and then go from there, or I don't know. But yeah, we're moving on to book 2, Sidetracked. I thought I would give an update since I have started book number 2. I'm currently on chapter 6, page 160. And this one is definitely interesting. There's definitely more happening to the story. I do like, because I was telling my husband, because I'm listening to the audiobooks on Hoopla through my library, and the cover is awful. It's basically a woman's bottom, just front and center, and not sure why, because it doesn't fit with the theme of the book at all. But I was like, this also does not fit with the theme of the book. But I stand corrected, because it explained it in book 2 on page 141. I underlined it. It says, I jog upstairs, head into my secret room, and touch the apple on my desk. It's a wax apple, brilliantly red, and there are 7 nails sticking out of it. Still many more to go. So she's using this apple as like, I got that person, I got that person, I got that person. Like kind of like her little countdown apple, if you will. So that makes sense. Why? I don't understand, but at least it's explained, you know, and I can appreciate that. So yeah, so now I'm just going to dive back in. Oh, also to note, in the first book, at the top of every chapter, oh, it is dual POV. So you get Logan's point of view, and you also get Lana's point of view. So that's good. I love when you get the girl and the guy's perspective, or it's dual POV, whoever the story's mainly about, like the main characters. In the first book, you would always get, it would say like chapter 6, and then it would have a quote by Albert Einstein. Then it would say whose POV you're in. And there are dual narrators, so I liked that. And then it would go into the chapter and stuff. And in the second book, we're getting quotes by Confucius. So it will say like chapter 6. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Confucius, Logan. And then it will go into the chapter. So I really appreciate that. I also like that for this series, like they sprang from multiple narrators. Like, okay, thank you very much. We love to see that, especially when it's like, you know, male and female like perspectives. It's nice to have male and female narrators to match, you know, or at least 2 distinct voices, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm going to dive back in and I'll keep you updated. It's like, I wish I could share more, but I don't want to spoil it because you may want to read it, you know? It's always that balance of how much do I actually share. Okay, great news. I finished book 2, Sidetracked, and I'm giving that book 4 stars because it focused more on the actual like thrilling parts of the story, the deaths, the kills, the serial killers, the FBI hunting down the serial killers. Very dark, very gruesome, very interesting. But and then it also had like the side of romance and smut and things like that. So really liked that. Now we're moving on to book number 3, Scarlet Angel. Let's do this. It's very late at night, but I want to read I want to start basically book 3 of this, but I'm kind of staying up a little late, at least until midnight. It might take me a little bit after. I do have church in the morning and I have to be up at like 7 a.m. But my Patreon Survivor Challenge starts on Sunday, June 2nd. Today's June 1st. And I'm gonna put everything to go live at midnight. And I think they kind of have an idea that I'm gonna do that because there's so many people in the Discord channel right now. And I'm like, what are you guys hanging out for? Like, I didn't ask them, but I'm so excited because I have planned for this Survivor thing for a while. Also, Jordan from Sorry Booked Solid helped me. She did all of the forms. She helped me with the puzzles. She like helped me think through the gameplay. I have been wearing my 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔 shirt because I'm the hostess with the mostest. But guys, I'm so excited. So all throughout the month of June, my patrons are going to be playing Survivor. Well, for the ones that signed up, there's 24 people playing. And there's 3 different tribes, and you may have heard some of my patrons talking about it leading up to this month, but it's so exciting. And yeah, so I figured Daniel's sleeping, good for him, because like I said, we have church, but I figured the only way, because I am so tired. I'm gonna drink some water. Yeah, so I can stay up and post the Survivor stuff. Okay, I'm here. I just finished book number 3, The Scarlet Angel. And so much happened in that book. And like, it's interesting. I think the most interesting thing, I can't really say. That's the worst part about non-spoilery vlogs. Like, I just want to tell you what's so interesting. But you definitely find out more about Lana's past. You also see some more kills. You also see some more other serial killer stuff going on. And now in book 4, well, in book 3, they actually went to the town where Lana lived with her family, her mom, her dad, her brother, and where the bad thing happened that set her off on this path for revenge. She's been taking out people slowly but surely. At the beginning of each book, there is a list of her kills, and they actually go over how she kills these people in detail. So if that's not your thing, steer clear. The sexual encounters between her and Logan also go in detail. It's definitely like open door, but it's not smutty, you know, to me. It's just sex between 2 people. Like, it's not like super kinky or anything like that. So very, very interesting. I will say that obviously the whole thing is that is Logan gonna find out that she is the one that's been killing all these people, and why, and so forth, and what's gonna happen after he does find out? And Lana's like worry, like she's fallen in love with him. They've both admitted that they love each other. And now she's worried about like, okay, when he eventually finds out, is he still gonna love me? And because he's always called her like perfect, you're so perfect, you're so perfect. And like, obviously nobody's perfect, but he said to her, when I say perfect, I don't expect you to be perfect. You're just perfect for me. And she's like, but what if you find out I'm not? And then he kind of says like, yes, I would still love you and stuff like that. But I think in the back of her head, she's still wondering like, well, they're probably gonna like, I'm going to jail for this, like for sure. I also thought it was interesting because she has kind of like an accomplice that helps her with certain things, and I really like her accomplice, and I really like their story and following their story and stuff. And there was like a big scene where like the FBI goes to that person's house and like is looking for the unsub. Well, actually they think he is, but when he opens the door and he's in a wheelchair, they're like, this makes no sense. But yeah, so that was really fun. Yeah, so I'm just looking forward to diving back in. I have 2 books left. I'm moving on to book number 4, All the Lies. And so I've been telling you who's been quoted in each book. Let's see who book 4 is going to quote. Voltaire. So she was saying, let me see if I can find it. My father was an Einstein man. My mother loved Confucius. My brother, the hopeless romantic, who was too easily emotional, lived and breathed Shakespeare. And then, what does that do with sheep? Smiling, I face her. Personally, I was always in love with the words of Voltaire. So that's very interesting. So dad Einstein, mom Confucius, brother Shakespeare, her Voltaire, and then there is a 5th book. So I'm interested to see what that is. But let's go into book 4, All the Lies. Wow. Now that they're in this town, like they have definitely set things off. Like her and her partner have definitely set up this town. It's crazy the chokehold that sheriff has on that town. So her and her partner have done some things and it's about to get good. But I'm wondering, all the lies, are the town's lies coming to light or her lies coming to light? Let's dive in and find out. All right, I thought I would check in. I had to take some Pepto because my belly was upset, but it has not been a great day. Charlie has had an upset stomach. She's thrown up twice. I think she's over it now though. Once was this morning before church, once after, or once during when we were at church. Belle's had a seizure. My stomach is upset. But the good news is that my Survivor Challenge for my Patreon is going great, and I'm having so much fun with it. Jesse's talking. She's on sprints for her paw print pals. I was like, who is that talking? It's Jessie. I'm gonna make some dinner, and because my belly's not feeling the best, I'm gonna go with a suddenly salad, pasta salad, classic version. Love this. So after I eat, or as I'm eating, I'm gonna actually try to jump into book number 4. I feel like we meet here a lot in this vlog. It's just the best place for me to prop up my camera and talk to you about what I read. Okay, so I finished All the Lies, book number 4, and I'm moving on to book 5, Paint It All Red. And I was in Jesse's reading sprints, her paw print pal reading sprints for a while, and people were wondering how I like it. And it's kind of like, honestly, I'm glad that I'm reading it all together. I can't imagine reading just like one book and then waiting and reading another book and then waiting and reading another book. Like I think this should just be all categorized as one book. I don't know why it's split up into different books. I'm glad I have the bind up. I don't know how I'm feeling about it. The first book, I was like, okay, 3 stars. I'm enjoying it, but it's not anything special. Book 2, I was a little bit more invested. I rated that 4 stars. And then book 3, I gave it 3.5 because I did enjoy it, but I thought we also saw a lot of like story development, plot development, character development. So I rated it like 3.5. This last book, book number 4, I'm back down to like a 3. I mean, overall, I am enjoying the book, but it's not necessarily eliciting any like emotions out of me, or like, I don't know. I'm not super swooning the romance. I think because I know that he's an FBI agent and she's a serial killer, and I'm like, how can that possibly work? And her kills are very gruesome, but it's been so gruesome from the very beginning, her kills have, and it like talks about her skinning people alive, cutting their fingers off, like in graphic detail, where it's like you almost become a little desensitized to it, so it's not as gruesome when you're actually reading it repeatedly. Although it's not in here repeatedly, but there are definitely people that she's taking out, and you do hear what she's doing to these people. Some more than others. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's just like, I guess it's all going to depend what happens in book number 5. Book number 5 it's seemingly the longest book of the series. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to read a little bit more tonight. I'll probably check back in the morning and then finish it up tomorrow. But yeah, it's such a hard book to talk about because it's completely unhinged, you know? And like, I don't know, it's definitely crazy and out there, but it's not like as dark or as mind-blowing as I was expecting it to be. I mean, I'm definitely not recommending this book. Let me just say that. But yeah, it's probably going to end up being like a 3 or a 4 stars. Like, I don't think it's like just okay. I am actually enjoying it, but not super enjoying it, you know? So that's why I'm thinking it's going to be a 3. I don't know, you guys. I will check in with you in the morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I have some work to get done before I can read, but I think I read 2 chapters, one from each point of view, before I couldn't keep my eyes open any longer. So I still have pretty much the majority of the book to read today, but I need to get some work done first, and then we will finish the book today. I have been on a journey, like I said I was going to at the start of this video. I have completed my journey. I have gone through this book book by book, and I basically read this very quickly for how long it is. It's over 600 pages, 683, and you definitely go on a journey. There's so much happening in this story, and I can understand if people are like, I would never read this, but also like if you do read it, I would love to hear your thoughts as you're reading it, because the thing is that it is super graphic with the kills, but it's not like senseless. I mean, it's hard. It's one of those moral dilemma things. And that's the thing with Logan. He's an FBI agent. Like, once he finds out, or if he finds out that Lena is doing all this, that's kind of the whole crux of the story. Is he going to find out it's her? And when he finds out it's her, what's going to happen? And she is seeking revenge for something that happened to her. And it's not like one or two people. It is a crap ton of people that did something really, really horrible to her. There is scenes of rape, scenes of violence. There are scenes of hate crimes. There are scenes of just every trigger warning imaginable in here. But somehow it was just super entertaining. And every time I could be reading it, I wanted to be reading it. There were a few books that ended on cliffhangers. Some did, some didn't. There were lots of quotes from Shakespeare, Confucius, I forget who the other one was, Albert Einstein. And that was always interesting to see how that quote would tie into that chapter in a way. I liked that it was dual POV. I liked the pacing of the story. Was the writing good? Not necessarily, but for this type of story, like, it didn't have to be. It was entertaining. And that this is like a popcorn thriller in a way, but like, so they're basically like novellas rather than actual books. So if you split it into two like 300-page books or 340-page books, like, it's basically like reading two books. And also it's got lots of space, you know, the format is very like indie published, but it was very interesting. I definitely went on a journey as I expected, and just expect it to be one of the grossest, nastiest books of revenge that you've ever read, or close to it, depending on how many dark books you read. But those are my thoughts of the Mindfuck series by 𝒔𝒏𝒂𝒔. And yeah, I guess I'll leave you guys with that. So if you made it this far in the video, leave an apple emoji in the comment section down below, preferably a red apple, but any apple will do. And I hope you guys are having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye, friends.